gentlemen, once again the day 2 of the South Asian Lawyers Cricket Cup hosted in the silent nation of Sri Lanka. So day 1 was a brilliant day for all cricket fans around the globe, and of course the fans of the South Asian Lawyers Cricket Cup as well. So we saw plenty of action, cricketing action as well. So what are we going to be discussing today?
Yes, so once again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Vinadu, I am Ashish Ahmed along with Vinadu Amaravesara here for you, giving out live commentary from the Colts ground, the South Asian, first time ever organized South Asian Lawyers Tournament 2022. So it's going to be 2 matches in this round. Today we are having a match between the Dhaka Counsels team and Kolkata team. So Vinadu, let's get to the conversation. I think Dhaka lost. So Vinadu, let's say,
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be going back. We'll be riding the toss, so the pitch will go down there.
Beautiful day in Colombo. Blue is bright. And there were loads of rain today. Humidity is on the higher side that we are expecting for being part of the work. But if you look at the pitch and the whole cricket ground, it's absolutely belter of a wicket. If you look at it, if you come a bit close, there's a little bit of green on the green grass left on the wicket by the curators, but I don't think that's going to make any difference early tomorrow. Wicket is quite hard, you see. So anyone wants to spend it up time in the wicket, they have a lot of runs. If you look at the square, quite small on these two sides. For the batters, it's just a matter of playing through the line. And for the bowlers, don't get discouraged. You need to bowl wicket to wicket. You will always have some results on this wicket. Dhaka versus Kolkata. Kolkata is just 1 win away from securing a spot in the semi-finals. And if Dhaka wants to be in the tournament, they must win this. So it's going to be a one equally competitive match today. So enjoy.
I'm joined by Vijay Kumar representing Kolkata and Muntasir representing Dhaka, along with our wonderful umpires. It's time for that toss right now.
Okay. This is tail. This is head. Okay. Call loudly. Head. Head.
yes, head.
Okay, it's head. Yes. Can I please have you here? Your decision and the reason behind it.
Wicket seems all right for the batting. So if we could put some total into scoreboard, so we could defend it, inshallah.
So what, do you have any strategies that you chose to bat first? Do you think the pitch is perfect for that?
Yes, for the time being, it looks okay. And the match gets older. Probably the pitch gotta be much good for or easier for the spinners.
Lovely. I wish you all the very best. Can I please have you here, sir? What would you have done otherwise?
I would have bowled first anyway.
Oh, that was your original decision. So you're fully packed to win today. All right, let the games begin.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, that's the call from the middle. Dhaka Counsels won the toss and they elected to bat first. I mean, it's a wise decision, don't you think, Asif? I mean, the teams who have won the toss in the last games as well, the games that were held previous day, they won the toss and they elected to bat first as well, because they were trying to utilize the conditions of the wicket. It's dry, the ball will nicely come onto the bat, and the batters will have a good time scoring runs and time in those gaps that are going to be available inside the first 6 overs. So, what do you think about that decision?
Yes, Vinadu, with the fact that Colts Cricket Club situated in a very sunny area in Colombo, also this being the very first day of April, the hottest month of the whole year in Sri Lanka, I think the outfield and the pitch is quite supportive to first batting side. And exactly likewise, the Dhaka captain said, That's exactly their decision in order to make sure that they could get a very good score, just like what happened yesterday. I think the yesterday's match between Mumbai and Karachi, Mumbai team chose to bat first, thus made sure that they have ensured the victory. So I think the Dhaka captain once again is going to follow the same procedure, the same way in order to make sure that they are ensuring the victory. So there's just a few moments remaining to commence the match. We will see what and how the Dhaka versus Kolkata match commences.
As of course, plenty of anticipation is going to be around, and Kolkata coming after a brilliant win against Bangalore in the previous game, but Dhaka, they were actually bamboozled by Lahore in the previous game as well. So it's gonna be a high intensifying game that we are gonna witness in these coming few hours. But the team that utilizes the power play efficiently will be dominant and will come out on top, I think, most of the time in each game. So Dhaka, they would be hoping that they will be the ones who are going to come up on top in this first 6 overs. To give you a quick update on the outfield, it's like I said before, there was no drizzle at all in these previous few days, and the outfield is very quick. I mean, there are some few areas where the grass top is much denser, so the ball wouldn't travel that quicker through the ground. But the other areas, like majority of the areas around the outfield, it's pretty much quick. So the fielders who are in the deep will have to actually put in a lot of good effort to prevent the deliveries from going to the boundaries. Here we go, the first delivery of this match. That's been called off.
So Vinod, I think personally we are looking for a very anticipated match, just like the yesterday's afternoon match right here. A match that is quite interesting in...
It's a good delivery once again. The swinging just away from the right-hander. He was trying to just push it through the offside, push it through the cover regions, but unfortunately was unable to middle it from the bat. A good start.
A very good start, I think. No runs could be obtained by that delivery either. A very good defend, I think, the way the field is set with for each and every batsman.
Well, I think Asif, I think that's not a tactic I would encourage the batsman to go with, because since you have only 6 overs inside the power play and they would have to get on going. Oh, and that's a no ball. A no ball has been called. So the ball had overstep in this delivery, and he's going to have to bowl that again, along with a free hit
I'm pretty
for
sure
the Dhaka Counsels.
Here comes the bowler. Oh, that's a clear no ball. Oh my God. Saqib Ahmed from Kolkata Tigers team. I think these types of mistake is exactly that should not happen in the very beginning of the match with...
Oh my goodness, I just couldn't really actually utilize that free hit properly. That was a chance that you would want to miss, and it was actually given right into his hands and just trying to go for that full swing. But again, the outswinger is coming into play for the Kolkata Tigers, and of course Saqib Ahmed.
Now that's a wide delivery.
And of course, the keeper should have done a brilliant job rather than doing that. Could cost some runs. And a wide has been called as well. So for 3 runs coming from this over.
And as a matter of fact, I think this match is quite crucial for the Dhaka. In order to ensure that their place is kept in the tournament, they have to make sure that they have won. They definitely win this match. As for the Kolkata team, I mean, they could even lose it if they want. But if they win this match, I think they have already ensured their name inside it. So they're just one win away from, I guess, going into the semi-finals.
Just plays it through the gully region, but no runs will be conceded here. I mean, I agree with you, Asif. Right now, they are in a tough spot because of the previous defeat against Lahore. And they would be looking forward to getting a good start in this game and dominating majority of the sessions throughout this game as well. So it depends on how they are going to execute the plans and how they are going to handle their nerves as well. Oh, that's played well. That's a little bit high in the air, but it falls safe. And it's going to be quick 2 runs.
Though. There's a chase. And thus, the Dhaka Council manages to score their first few runs there. A higher appeal this time, a higher appeal, but no turn down by the umpire.
I think that would be missing leg stump there. So that's the end of the over there. Dhaka Councils are 4 for no loss.
That's quite a clear not out. I think the umpire did the correct decision right there. An easy decision for him.
It was a good start for Kolkata here. 4 runs only given in their first over. Dhaka would be feeling the pressure. I think they would.
They have already wasted 1 over from the power play.
Power play. So 5 overs left. The reason why we're actually talking about the power play is actually it's a really crucial stage for the batters in their innings. And I mean, you got 6 overs, only 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. If you utilize that properly, like I said in those previous games as well, you're gonna have a good time accumulating runs and, of course, setting a good target for the opposition side.
Once again, a higher appeal. No, turned down by the umpire. Just a quick single out of it. A very good run between the wicket.
That's the leg by has been called, so no inside edge whatsoever. So I think the umpire would have thought that would have pitched outside leg. So I think that was the reason for the appeal to be turned down by the umpire. So a good start for Mohan in his overs. So he can be a deadly bowler. Definitely, he proved that from the first delivery itself. Coming around the wicket and plays it to third man and will take a single.
The Dhaka Councils quite slow the way they are approaching the power play. Mohammed and Sayyidul both have scored just 1 run and all of others are extras.
Will squeeze in a quick single, so there was just an edge, an inside edge, but didn't really middle that. I think one team that I saw who were actually middling the bat from the start itself, it was Mumbai yesterday. They were absolutely brilliant. I mean, I couldn't forget the name Arman. I mean, you remember me as well, right, Asif?
Definitely the way he played, and the beginning that Mumbai actually gave for their team is absolutely spot on. 12 overs, 100 runs into it, with a run rate more than 10 at the very beginning. I think that is exactly what power play is supposed to be like. I mean, that's exactly the point of power plays. In order to make sure that the batsmen are scoring good runs in a very limited number of balls.
Squeeze in another quick single, so they are rotating the strike well. That's exactly what you should do when the boundaries are not coming. you shouldn't be pressurized. You should try to do the basics right from the start itself. The boundaries will come eventually when you put the, like I said, the pressure on the opposition side. In this case, for the Dhaka Councils, the bowling attack by the Kolkata Tigers.
And also should appreciate the aggressiveness of the Kolkata Tiger fielding units. I mean, like, see, they are running and, like, you know, throwing the ball with complete power there. I mean, I could actually see.
Yeah, you should encourage the batters to come for those twos. I mean, you should always put them in a spot where they should be more tight in getting those singles and more hesitant in getting those twos as well. So if they are in that kind of a spot, then it's much easier for them to.
That's a wide delivery. Saqib Ahmed.
Started off like I said, the extras can be a turning point in the game. The lateral changes
Also, when Dhaka could not score runs by their runs, could not make sure that the extras they use are very important once again a wide delivery.
two wide zero
Just with the perfect line plus and particular line in the game, even though the pitch is much more favored to the batsman.
But he got the natural swing. I mean, I would say he was always looking to swing it away from the right hand, trying to invite him to play it straight, play it through the cover regions. That's a slip goal as he plays. That's what he's trying to do, trying to invite the batsman to the offside.
Current number being 4.5. I mean, quite not that's a shot.
That goes to the boundary.
And that's the first boundary for the Dhaka Council. 4 more runs. And that's
I do want to do really good. The wicket keeper got there. Rocking the goal the dog. Of course, rocking the goal the dog. The outfield is away. Driving into the boundary there. Good effort. The better of the dog. 4 runs for the country. Now trying to take the game on itself. Once again, brilliantly played. So that's back-to-back boundaries. This time through point. That was cut away. A short delivery, ball right outside the off stump. Took the opportunity very well and just pounced on it like any batter would when you got those kind of loose deliveries. And look at that, just beautiful. Timed it through the gully and point. Third man couldn't stop there.
as it is indicated in the scoreboard, it's 21 runs. Just a quick single out of it. I think Dhaka is quite utilizing the fact that this over is going in quite a way that Dhaka wants. I mean, 2 extras in the very first few deliveries and then 2 boundaries back to back.
And so of course this is a good over for them to actually lift their spirits up. And that's gone, and that's nicked right onto the wicket keeper.
Breaking down the first wicket for the Dhaka Council teams. A very good performance by the bowler as well as the wicket keeper right there.
Well, the way Saqib was bowling, I think it was eventual that he was going to wicket a wicket. He was bowling those swingers brilliantly, timing the line and length as well. And this time took the outside edge. And you can clearly see a brilliant outside edge, and the keeper does his job brilliantly. No hesitation to give that decision as a dismissal. So
that's the breakdown of the first wicket. Dhaka Councils 22 for 1.
तुम मोहन ऊपर आ जा तो पॉइंट पीछे चल रहे हैं कौन है पीछे और हो गया क्या शकीब
Here comes the new batsman for the Dhaka Councils, Nabil.
Well, Dhaka, after I would say after a over that they would have loved to continue on a high note, ended off actually on a bad note where they lost a wicket.
I mean, looking at the over, just 2 boundaries, 2 extras, and then a wicket all of a sudden. I mean, it's a fluctuation for the both team. I mean, when it comes to the dominating of the over, breaking down a wicket, open batsman in the very first few overs is a huge at disadvantage. I think Kolkata Tigers are actually making sure that the Dhaka Councils are being wasted in the first few overs, thus making sure that their total run count effectively is going to be very low. The final delivery seems to be not the final delivery with the wide delivery.
Of course, he's going to have to bowl that again.
So as I was saying, even the most funniest part is that the Kolkata Tigers captain actually said that his decision, even if he won the toss, would be bowling first. A controversial decision, I mean, for both the teams. I mean, they are doing what they want. That's a different story, but still.
Now that's a good delivery to end it off. So Dhaka Councils are 23 for 1. Coming back into the statement that you made, Asif, I think those are actually mind games from the start itself, because the Dhaka Councils, they won the toss and they would be feeling much more encouraged since they won it. And all of a sudden, when the opposition side captain says, you know what, I think we would have bowled first, so even if you won the toss, we got the favor, we got the advantage, and we got the decision to go in our favor as well. So it's a little bit of mind tricks, I would say.
Quite interesting that is not exactly the way I would have put that in. I would say, like, you know, the captain from Kolkata Tigers have confidence in their bowling lineup and their chasing lineup.
Start of 4th over.
Mohan once again with spell.
And that's a boundary for the Dhaka Councils, and played it through point once again. It was in the air for a while, but the chance to grab that was not possible at that moment. And a good start for the Dhaka Councils, and so a boundary comes from the first delivery itself.
Imran and Nabil, the two batsmen on the pitch. Imran, the man on strike, started the over with a boundary.
Lays it down the ground, and this time also the outfield is quick. On the long off region, and it will guide itself to the boundary. Two back-to-back boundaries for Dhaka Councils. We saw this in the first the previous over as well, and then a wicket actually came out of it. So I don't want to change the game. I just like yesterday, but I don't want to do that again. But let's see how this is going to go. I I hope like they can actually accumulate runs, but at the same time, for Mohan, this is not a good start for his over. 2 boundaries back to back, and all of a sudden the Dhaka Counsels they are gaining that confidence and coming back onto the front foot. It's not going to take a single there.
Dhaka Counsels managing to increase the run rate to solid 8.8. Two more deliveries remaining in order to finish this over. Between the fielders, but no, there's another fielder right there.
Just 2 deliveries left in the over, and already 3 boundaries have been scored. So not a good start to the over. Actually, not a good over. It's actually an expensive one. If Kolkata wants to get back in the game, they have to use these kind of expensive overs. This is coming a few hours of the game.
That ends the 4th over as the scoreboard indicates 36 for a loss of 1 wicket.
Of course, I got a mathematician right next to me, Asif Amir. Would you have timed that jump?
I prefer not. I choose not to answer that question. So let's focus on the match. The Dhaka Council.
So that means no.
Hopefully. 40 runs in 4.2 overs. Quite comparative to the very beginning overs. I think the second, third and the fourth over has been, oh my god, that's a good shot. That's a good shot, and 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels.
Well, of course, Mohammed is actually playing. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels. 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels.
Imran Hussain.
Playing a good role here, actually, trying to take this game on. There's a reason why he was sent off into the middle as the opener. I think this is the reason, and we are seeing why they have kept the faith in him and the trust in him as well to open the batting for the Dhaka Counsels. 34 runs from just 70 deliveries so far. And just guys to the leg side and squeeze a quick single. Opportunity for a run out would have been there, but the throw was not that accurate at all. Because it's a quick single that was taken. I would say the communication between the wickets is pretty much actually efficient. There was no hesitation whatsoever. If there was a little bit of even hesitation there, then I'm pretty sure one of these batsmen would have been back into the dugout. Plays it and lofts it once again, but this time the fielder will converge onto it. It's going to be a couple of runs as well.
The Dhaka Counsels running for every run that they may have. 9 runs so far from this over.
Pretty much rule the wicket whenever they are coming into ball. Goes to the back foot and once again just comes a little bit low, that delivery. So I think the spinners are going to have a good tournament, I think, since Sri Lankan conditions are much favorable for the spinners. Once again, bowling that right outside the off stump. Just didn't middle it properly and just, I think he was frustrated in not utilizing that opportunity properly. And outside, inside edge there, but we'll take a quick single. So those are the singles that you would want to give them. Dot balls consecutively would really mean pressure for the Dhaka Counsels, and that's when the mistake starts to happen. They play those rash shots, try to desperately get the runs, and all of a sudden they don't actually think about the shots they make. And that's when the chances come. Oh, and that's gone. That is what I said.
Brilliant bowling. I mean, when you look at it, completely bamboozling the batsman, take him out by surprise, straight to the wicket. I think I don't think the batsman actually anticipated that ball.
The foot placement was not right at all, Asif. I mean, Nabil was trying to place it over mid-wicket, but this time you can clearly see it was slower through the air and just, of course, didn't middle it whatsoever. Didn't even get close to connecting with the ball. And Nabil has to take the long walk back to the dressing room. Second wicket inside the power play. So not a good way to end off. It's 48 for 2. The last delivery of the over.
I think it's a very good over for Ashantosh there. I mean, on the just 1 run given and 1 wicket taken on his first spell.
Oh, that left. It came right back into the right-hander. Would have been a chance for him to just hit the top of the off stump, but yeah, unfortunately, that didn't go the way that he planned it to go. So end of the over. It's 48 for 2.
ठीक है, सब ठीक है। आशु 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 तू थोड़ा सिंगल पे आ, तुम्हारे पीछे इधर आ, उधर दोनों कवर करेंगे। थोड़ा इधर आ, थोड़ा इधर आ। सिंगल नहीं होना चाहिए आशु, सिंगल नहीं होना चाहिए जितेंद्र, सिंगल नहीं होना चाहिए, ठीक है।
Plays it down to long on and will take a single. So Amar is into the attack. He's been introduced. The spinners are coming into play, Asif, so I think they have seen the previous games that was held yesterday at this ground and have realized the conditions and how it comes into play at different stages of this game. So they are utilizing the spinners and utilizing the spin arsenal properly and introducing them at the right time to scalp those wickets. Guides it down to leg and will pick up another single.
Sorry. ये डाल जरा, मारने दे सामने.
It's a good start for the spinners here, and this is a good over as well. Just trying to keep that line tight, not letting them extend their arms and free up the spaces on the offside and the onside. Well fielded there, backing up the bowlers properly. That's going to actually encourage them a lot.
If you have noticed, the run rate has drastically dropped down into 7.5 with a projected score of 150. 50 run score comes up to the Dhaka Counsels. That's a wide delivery.
Keeping the length tight and the line tight as well. Just delivery left in the over. So far, it has been an economical over for Amara here. And punches it through the mid-wicket area, and will pick up a single. So it's the end of the 7th over. Dhaka Counsels are 52 for 2. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, this is the power play of the Dhaka Counsels. Some shots were brilliantly timed through the gaps, lofted it also. This is another classy shot that any batsman would dream of. Plays it through mid-wicket and will pick up another single.
Once again, Ashutosh with his spell. I think the most successful bowler for the Kolkata Tigers so far.
Non-striker and batsman was not keen on getting that single there. Might have thought that would be tight and it shouldn't be a risk that we should take.
But personally, I think Dhaka Counsels should try to get those shots here because it's a limited over match, not a T20. Try those shots, try the experiments here because 13 more overs remaining and they should have a solid run count if they want to make sure that the Kolkata Tigers are at a very pressured stage with their batting. If the Kolkatas find it easy, I'm pretty sure like they won't find it much hard to plan the match throughout the 20 overs and win it.
Once again, the spinners are, like I said before, as if they are keeping the line tight. And one player I would actually like to admire in the yesterday's games as well against Colombo in the game in Colombo Titans versus Delhi Giants. Kulunu Rodrigo from Colombo Titans, he was just absolutely outstanding. Traumatized the batsmen who were out there in the middle. 3 for 9 runs in his 4 overs. So that's really economical and really effective as well. Scalping 3 wickets for just 9 runs given. Comes down the track and will take the single. He was actually keen on taking that single. That's why coming down the track and played that through to the mid-off. You need to get the runs flowing in. You need to take the run rate. Otherwise, it's going to be hard at the latter stages of this game to accumulate those runs that you missed out in the starting stages of the game. And it's going to be another quick single here. Good running.
Once again, a successful over by Ashutosh. As it stands, it's 54 for a loss of 2 wickets.
At one point, he looked like he was going over mid-wicket using that slog sweep, but
Spinners have been so far successful for the Kolkata Tigers.
of course, I mean, they're trying to keep the lines tight and prevent the runs from leaking. And just when I said it, an outside edge will grant the Dhaka Counsels to get a boundary there. So a valuable 4 runs after a while that we saw. That would help them to ease the pressure. And so far the tension in the atmosphere in the middle for the two batters have been intense. So I'm pretty sure with this boundary that would help them to calmly see the clear picture and guide themselves through in these few overs left. Goes to the back foot and once again an inside edge. Could have gone onto the stumps, but this time it will be a couple of runs. But the spinners, I mean, left arm orthodox bowlers from both sides, from both ends are bowling at these two batters who are in the middle. So it's going to be tight. Definitely, it's going to be tight. And left arm orthodox bowlers, they have the ability to turn the ball away from the right hander. Once again, just place it against the spin, place it against the turn, and we'll pick up another single.
सिंगल नहीं लेगा, घबराओ नहीं। आप स्टंप दोगे सिंगल नहीं होगा। आओ
The two batsmen, number 18, GM Imran Hussain, and number 100, MD Sabur Rahman there. It's the end of the 9th over. Dhaka Council is at 61 for a loss of 2 wickets.
सर शॉट पाइने का जाइए आप, शॉट पाइने नहीं इसको वहाँ पीछे शाकिब पीछे আমারটার প্রিয়ম ব্যাটটা
Start of the 10th over.
शाकिब ऐसे में हाँ इसको आगे ले लेना चेंज बॉलर राइट आर्म ओवर कम ऑन बैट्समैन आर्या नो इनफ टाइम
Place it onto long on and we'll pick up another single. Oh, comes out to the back foot and punches it straight to cover point there.
A very good effort by the fielding unit there. If not for him, I think that would have raced down him into the boundary. A very good effort.
It's such a brilliant effort. I mean, with the pace, the ball would usually turn when you try to cut that. Comes down the track and plays it down the ground.
That's a good shot.
And that's the first maximum for the Dhaka Councils in this game. And a brilliant shot there. I mean, took the risk, comes down the track and plays it straight over the bowler's head.
This is exactly what the Dhaka Councils want.
They're slowly regaining the runs they lost. They aren't on the back foot even though they lost 2 wickets.
I mean, this is exactly how we are supposed to play. Just a few boundaries, 1 or 2 in per over. It's quite enough to give a very good run score. Having a solid power point, a solid current rate. And a good projected score.
Of course, you can clearly hear the frustration of side right when that maximum was scored against him. The grunt he made that clearly indicated how frustrated he was with the line he bowled. That turns away from the right hand. Just try to play it with the spin towards point. The last delivery of the 10th over. And plays it straight to cover point there, and no single will be taken. So at the end of the 10th over, Dhaka Councils, they finished off their first 10 overs. Another half to go in their innings. It's 69 for 2. Of course, the innings so far, Mohammad Faisal, I mean, he's actually playing a good role here. 46 runs from just 35 deliveries. He's closing in on his half century. He's taken up the responsibility to guide them towards a respectable total. But the other batters, they haven't been able to put up a prolific figure yet. But let's see what Sabur can do alongside the man in form for Dhaka.
फ्रंट फुट खेले दौड़ के आओ, कल का बेसिक जो बताया है, फ्रंट फुट खेले दौड़ के आओ, दौड़ जाओ, बैक फुट पे वेट करो.
Comes down the track, plays it straight, too long off, and will pick up another single. So they are really trying the tactic of coming down the track. Just it would help them to get halfway down the wicket to get those easy singles. So I think that's what they used when the field settings was kind of defensive, when the 30-yard circle was full of and packed with fielders to restrict those singles to put the pressure on them.
.47 runs, 3 more runs required in order to have his half century. Even yesterday there was a player who played very good and just 49 runs. 1 more run required to have the half century, and then he was broken out. Let's see if the Dhaka player has good luck with him this time rather than what happened yesterday without repeating it.
Yeah, we would love to see a half century coming from these games. Of course, talking about 49 runs, we should talk about Shubhendu, who for Delhi Giants, who played a really good cameo in that evening game yesterday. Comes down the track once again, but this time it's over, long off, and it's another maximum for the Dhaka Councils. It's raining maximums here at the Colts cricket ground. You clearly see that he was keen on going over the top. Just came down the wicket a little bit, trying to set his footing right and get himself leverage so that he can go over the top and of course over the field at long off.
A higher appeal this time. "79 runs for 2 wickets. Took a couple of runs there, yes. A little bit of hesitation, no, but took the run. Quite safe. A very good run between the wickets.
बहुत बैठ के नीचे हो रहा है
Dhaka Council managing to not keep that scoreboard without ticking. At least one run coming up into the scoreboard. It is slow, yes, but still they have the pace upon them.
Well, until the man in form, the man who has accumulated 48 runs for Dhaka Council, is in the middle, then things are going to be tight for the Kolkata Tigers. So this is the man that they want. They want to set back.
I mean, it is quite evident. I mean, after you marinate in this outfield, in this pitch, I think a few overs. I mean, it's already 10 overs gone. This is open batsman and another batsman staying. Pretty sure that you could take the game forward. Just the half century required for him.
Comes down the track once again and will pick up the single. So that's the end of the over. 12th over gone. That's 83. Apologies, 84 for 2. Comes to the back foot and punches it straight and was able to create that quick single. Of course, the man is just one run away from getting his half century. A well-deserved one, I would say, Asif, because he had taken up the responsibility, rotated the strike efficiently and took the game on whenever there was the need to. And Dhaka is actually cruising along well, I would say. There were some setbacks when they lost those 2 wickets. They were kind of on their back foots. Then from that point onwards, the runs that they wanted to get was kind of hard. And of course, the half century has been taken by him. And what a well-deserved one for his team. Comes down the track once again. And this time, long off is in place. And that's taken. And the Dhaka Councils, just when I said that they are cruising along well.
You jinxed it.
Shabur plays this time he was playing the aggressive stroke, and of course, he has to walk back to the dugout.
but a very solid performance during the few balls that he remained. Did not waste balls, I'm sure.
A brilliant catch there, long off there.
Definitely appreciable the effort of the fielding unit there. Sabur Rahman walks away for a total of 22 runs. Dhaka Council 86 for a loss of 3 wickets. Once again a high appeal, and this time it's given. Back-to-back wickets breaking down for the Dhaka Councils. I think Kolkata Tigers are getting back into the pace that they have already lost. Backpedaling the Dhaka Councils. Look at that delivery, Minidu. Here's to walk back into the pavilion, thus breaking down the next wicket for the Dhaka Councils. As it stands, it's 86 for a loss of 4 wickets. That's a wide delivery there. This over of Amar, it's quite successful. Just 2 singles, 2 wickets. This should have been the hat-trick ball, but no.
Try to guide that through the gully, but that's the end of the over. 13 overs gone. It's 86 for 4.
So there's going to be a discussion right now. So we will give the chance to the host to carry on with the discussion.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are at day 2 for the South Asian Lawyers Cricket Cup. We are quite excited because we have two wonderful men with us. Now, I have Mudassir from Dhaka and I have Shiv representing Kolkata. So we've seen what happened yesterday. We know Kolkata took the win. Have you sort of changed the winning formation? What has already worked for you?
We've just got one change from the last game. It was just a regular change that we were supposed to do. Yes, and we are hopeful. It's a pretty good pitch to bat on. The pitch won't change much in the second inning, so we are hopeful that we'll win again.
Well, what do you think about the first 10 overs that are already completed? Are things working out in your favor or are they going the opposite direction?
Well, Bangladesh has utilized the first 6 overs of power play pretty good. Although we have got 4 wickets, we are quite hopeful. 13 overs now, 88 runs. I think it's going according to our plans.
That sounds fantastic. Is it another win? Well, we'll find out how they're planning to counter. Unfortunately, yesterday, Mudassir, wasn't your lucky day. What are the learnings that you've taken back from yesterday's match into today?
Thank you very much. I think the first and foremost what we did was we thought of building partnerships initially. So we did have a good start. We had 2 good partnerships in between and we have a good platform to take the score from here upwards. And we just lost a couple of wickets recently. So let's see how we can do in the last 5 overs.
Well, how do you think your first 10 overs are going? Well, they seem quite confident. They seem that they are going to take the win home today. So far, the boys are working out as per the plan.
It is. First 10 overs were good, but we need to finish it off. In between, as I said, we did lose 2 wickets, but maybe in the last 6 overs, if we can step on and get a few boundaries and keep the score ticking, maybe we'll get a good fighting total.
Well, they are definitely keeping the score ticking and they are going to keep the entertainment factor burning and high as the boys are ready for that big fight, for that big battle. We'll catch you with more update very soon.
Of course, those were few words from 2 players from both sides. Goes to the back foot and straight away it came out a little bit low.
The final delivery of just a quick single there. Dhaka Counsels just need 5 more runs to have the total of 100.
So that's the end of the 14th over. Dhaka Counsels are 94 for 4.
Thank you, sir. Met you in Australia. You have traveled a lot with the physio thing. You still could remember you. Very nice of you, sir. Thank you. Hey, okay, sir. All from Dhaka. Current time in Dhaka. Okay. बस ऋषि साहब इधर
Here comes the new bowler with his spell, Ashutosh. Once again, bringing back the spinning spell there. Dhaka Council just need 5 more runs in order to score a total of 100. So far, the current run rate is at a stake of 6.71. which means they might score around 130 or 140, with luck 150. But I think they need to really perform well if they really need to go into the position of 150. A manageable target for the Kolkata Tigers, don't you think, Pinidu?
I mean, looking at the situation they're in right now and looking at the way they're accumulating runs, Asif, I would say they would get on to a decent total. Of course, the projected score that we have right now is 134 runs if they keep on going like this. But I would say in the latter stages, the death overs, every batter is tempted to go for those big shots and try to get those big boundaries and maximums. And the bowlers, they tend to get more pressurized in those death overs. Or you would have to have a good bowler who can hold his nerves in those last few overs. Otherwise, then the runs would leak. Definitely we saw that in the previous game yesterday against Colombo Titans and Delhi Giants. In that last over, I think almost 24 runs came out of it when Colombo Titans were dominating with the ball against the Delhi Giants batting lineup. As I remember, it was Tusit who bowled that final over. And I think Jagdish was the batsman from Delhi Giants who kept on scoring runs in that final over, and he actually got them to a respectable total when they looked like they weren't going past 120 runs.
Yes, I mean, since this is cricket, anything could change during the last few overs after all.
And that's gone, and that's clips the leg stump. Like I said, the foot placement wasn't right. He didn't even have the balance to play through the square leg region there. And of course, the spinners are having a brilliant day, a brilliant outing this morning.
Muntasiruddin Ahmed has to walk away. Look at that. Beautiful delivery by Ashutosh. I think Ashutosh has been the most successful bowler during this whole for the Kolkata Tigers. We could see Muntasir walking back into the pavilion.
Of course, Ashutosh has 3 wickets under his name, 3 for 8 right now. His bowling figures. Just few more overs left for him in this game. And the Dhaka Counsels, just when they try to get on with the game, they are back on the back foot. Just 5 overs left, and that's the end of the over as well. So Dhaka Counsels are 99 for 5, just 1 run away from that 100 milestone. So then from that point onwards, they need to start up making a plan and see what they can do about in the latter stages.
Saman.
Quite a hesitation there. That's a lofted shot after a very long time, and that goes down into the boundary, and 4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Council, passing the milestone of 100 runs. Dhaka Council 103 runs as in total. A very good way to begin the 16th over. Fluctuating that current run rate. Once again, a very good performance by the fielding unit there. And breaks down the next wicket. That's a quite easy and very interesting run out. Quite in vain. Look at it. A hesitation there, and that is why Should be confident with your running.
Batsman calm. Batsman. Batsman.
The breakdown of the 6th wicket, Dhaka Council 103 for 6.
Give me a support. Finish the game. No time enough, no. Another match. So. जल्दी जल्दी अमन अमन अपनी जगह पर अमन 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 जगह पर जल्दी करो थ्रो दादा ये डंडी पे
Places straight to extra cover. No single will be taken.
The new batsman, Mohammad Faisal, for the Dhaka Council. Now that's a very good strike.
Boundary.
The umpires are not sure whether that's a 4 or a 6. The umpire indicates that's a boundary into the boundary, and it's 4 more runs by Imran.
Over.
Dhaka Council boundary after boundary with a very unfortunate wicket. 107 runs come up to Dhaka Council.
भागते हैं कैच पकड़ने से नासिब अस्सलाम वालेकुम वालेकुम सलाम लॉन्ग टाइम ब्रदर 2015 या सिकंदर फील्डिंग देख लो फील्डिंग किधर देखे सुनो एक उधर वो माय लेग प्लीज मिड विकेट जा सर दीदी साहब अंदर आइए हम बता रहे हैं ना अंदर आइए आशु बस आशु दीदी साहब थोड़ा और अंदर आइए बस थोड़ा सा दो स्टेप पीछे जाइए थोड़ा सा इधर विजय भाई थोड़ा सा इधर
A new bowler has been summoned in order to start his spell for the new over. Jitendra from the Kolkata Tigers, a spinner. A very unsuccessful beginning, I would say. The first delivery, wide delivery.
Of course, Asif, I mean, these few overs are going to be crucial for any side. I mean, for Kolkata Tigers, it depends on how well they hold their nerves and how well they deliver those line and length deliveries.
Now that's a fabulous shot.
But the fielder, I mean, there's always a fielder out there in the deep. I mean, by the sound of it, it almost looked like it was going all over the. It was going over the fielder who was placed in the deep.
But no, the fielder was quite anticipating that strike, waiting for the ball patiently, straight into his hand down the ground.
Of course, Dhaka Councils are trying to be more aggressive since they only had like 4 overs left in this innings. So I think holding back is not the option here. Holding back, it doesn't make any sense if you hold.
Exactly,
I
mean,
do that tactic or if you carry on with that strategy in these last few overs.
Just have to take the risk and go for it, go for the shot. A high appeal, and that's a clear wicket.
That's plumb straight. He came right back into the right hander. He was trying to place it towards the leg side, but the foot placement whatsoever was not correct. So that's why he was in an unable and uncomfortable position to play it towards leg.
Mohammad Faisal has to walk away.
And of course, that's gone, and no hesitation there by the umpire. So the Dhaka Councils, they lose their 7th wicket for just 110 runs. And just 2 deliveries left in the over. After Islam, the new man in. Just another delivery left in the over. It's been a good one. Just 3 runs coming out of it and a wicket, of course, for Jitendra.
Wait on.
No single will be taken, so it's going to stay like that. Just 3 runs and a wicket coming off it. 17 overs gone. It's 110 for 7. Of course, this is the half centurions innings so far in this game.
By number 18, Imran there.
Of course, he's been playing those shots to perfection, Asif. I mean, not afraid to take those risks. Just a brilliant class of an innings, I would say.
Three more overs remaining. Once again whacked it away, but into the hands of the fielders. Just a quick single out of it.
Well, they have reached the Nelson, Asif. Usually the Nelson means a wicket is around the corner, but yeah, I mean, who knows?
A higher appeal this time, but no turned down by the umpire. A leg bye is given. Not in the perfect line, I would say.
From this angle, that would clearly be seen as a delivery that would be missing leg stump.
I think line and length are very important when it comes to bowling in a pitch condition like this, since this is already a favorable pitch for the batting lineup.
I think Asif, since the wicket is much older and it has been used in the previous day as well, so the spinners would have a brilliant advantage in these kind of wickets. Because Sri Lanka is well known for the spin bowling favoritions conditions there. That's a misfield, and it would be a couple of runs. It won't run away from the boundary.
Easy.
Just a single out of it. 2 more deliveries remaining in order to finish this over. Ashutosh. that's a bit.
Comes down the track again, but
क्यों डालना है?
plays it towards mid wicket.
Four more runs come up to the Dhaka Counsels.
Of course, it's a shot that he played right towards the square leg region. Comes down the track.
End of the 18th over. Dhaka Council 120 for a loss of 7 wickets. A high appeal. Is it a wicket? No. The umpire seems not so interested. I think a request is given.
ये है क्या?
The wicketkeeper is too keen on having that confirmed that it's a wicket. With so much of confidence he is demanding. Ultimately seemed to be not a wicket. This is exactly the standpoint where the Dhaka Councils should ignore the risk and just swing the bat in contact to make sure that a few boundaries in the last 2 overs would be having them.
Yes, if the last few overs, it's do or die. It's a game of do or die, and of course the runs would win everything. And at that moment, he thought that would be going wide, but of course moved to the offside. And that's gone.
That's given a wide.
And that's another wicket for the Dhaka Councils.
The umpire is not so sure going for the third umpire. Let's say his decision.
But of course, the batsman, he's pretty confident that's a dismissal for him. He was, I think, a long way down the ground.
It's safe there. It's not a no ball, so
gone.
Now that's gone, yeah. Clearly, it's another wicket. A very good performance by the wicketkeeper there. Absolutely spot on.
Got to give credit to the ball as well. The ball in that
Definitely,
wide,
definitely.
Encouraging the batsman to come down the track, but he misses that completely there. And of course, the TV umpire gives a confirmation there.
That's going to be the fall down of the next wicket for the Dhaka Councils. Two more men remaining to come out.
And of course, the danger man who's walking back, Asif, the man who has been carrying the Dhaka Councils on his shoulders.
Imran Hussain, surely. Imran has to walk away. Dhaka Council 121 for a loss of 8 wickets. A very good performance by the open batsman, surely. And now it's time for him to rest.
Of course, I mean, a brave innings, I would say, a responsible one.
विजय भाई से बात करो, करते वही सब हैं, हम लोग तो बस हम थोड़ा सा फील्ड सेटिंग बस कर देते हैं, बात समझ रहे हो? विजय भाई ये भी बॉल डालता है क्या? हाँ साकिब जल्दी, साकिब जल्दी।
Takes a quick single once again.
The fielders seem to be very enthusiastic with their sounds.
पहला रन आउट का मौका मिला था.
Encouraging words. quite a hesitation there by the batsman. But finally decides just one run is better than breaking down the wicket and having the run. 7 deliveries remaining. The final delivery. A very good performance by Jitendra there. Dhaka Council 124 for a loss of 8 wickets.
Of course, as if this is the last over of the Dhaka Council's innings, so it's going to be an interesting one to see how they're going to approach these final 6 deliveries of their innings.
Change bowler, right arm over. Come on. Time was good.
Takes on the quick single in the first delivery itself. A good delivery, I would say, to start off the over. That would put extra pressure on the batsmen who are out there in the middle. Of course, they're in the mood, and of course, their intent is to go hard on the ball and get those runs. The final few runs they can. And another single will be taken. Comes down the track, and this time it's over. Short cover. It's going to come back for 2. Good running between the wickets, and this time also just coming down the track, playing an aggressive stroke through the offside. Could have been a boundary, but there was protection in the deep.
A very low run count for the Dhaka Council actually. With the batting, with the field conditions, I actually imagined that Dhaka would be able to go for a solid 180 runs. But it is what it is, Dhaka Council.
Got admire the bowling by the Kolkata Tigers.
Definitely, Minidu. Kolkata Tigers actually took us by surprise because they managed to do what they want to do right there. Exactly in the same. Now that went up. That could be a wicket. That could be a wicket. But no, oh my God. That's a miscatch. Something should have happened to his hand. He does not seem to be really comfortable with it.
Of course,
But
I think the ricochet of the ball right from his hand must have done something. But
The
we are
impact-
clearly unsure of what that injury might be. Of course, it's a replay of the missed opportunity for Shakib to make it his second scalp of the day.
Thus giving the batsman another opportunity to run. No, right? No, he did not
If
run.
he had taken it, that would have been a good way to finish the game off.
The final delivery.
Shakib is not really satisfied with bowling that delivery as his final. So I think, yeah, batsman is looking out to play it and just swing the bat all around, and he's much aware of that. So another wicket can come by at any time. And of course, not by any time means the next delivery, probably.
Plus Shakib Ahmed have been given away an expensive over during the beginning.
And that's an outside edge, and this time it will run away to the boundary. And what a way for the Dhaka Councils to finish the game off.
4 more runs come up to the Dhaka Council as to a grand total of 133 runs.
Of course, we finally have the target set. 134 runs needed for the Kolkata Tigers to secure back-to-back victories in the South Asian Lawyers Cricket Cup.
I personally think that it's quite an achievable target, and the confidence of the Kolkata captain when he actually was interviewed by the host during the toss situation, he said, okay, we can actually win this if we bowl first. That's my decision after all. I think his team did what they were expected to do, managing to make sure that Dhaka Council is not going into a big run score, just 133 runs and at a current run rate of 6.65. So I think 7 runs per over is quite enough to score and win this encounter. Don't you think, Minidu?
Yes, of course, Asif. I mean, looking at the scorecard right there, it's actually the opening batsman for the Dhaka Council.
Mohammad Faisal,
He
68 runs out of
just
54.
deliveries. I mean,
And
other than him, no other batsman really stood out for me, in my opinion.
Sakibur Rahman having 22 runs for his name. And that's basically it. All of the others, just 0 runs. And Qazi Mehdi not even giving a chance to face the ball, run out, very unfortunately. So basically that's 13 extras at 20 overs.
If you take the stats of the bowlers here, I think
Ashutosh, very economic over, 2 wickets down, and Amar 2 wickets down.
a very good outing for the bowlers, I would say, for the Kolkata Tigers. Everyone was economical. They were bowling their line and they were executing their plans to perfection. I think that's what actually got them this reward, and that's exactly the reason why they were able to restrict the councils for just 133 runs.
And comparingly, the spin bowlers did a very good job compared to the fast bowlers, with the outfield supporting them, the pitch conditions, giving them the extra spin that they want. Thus managing to break down Dhaka Council for a total of 133 runs. And here
Of course,
comes
these
the
were the innings
highlights.
by far. Dhaka Councils, they were looking confident from the first over itself, trying to rotate the strike. And of course, that was the first wicket that went, and Shakib got the breakthrough and got one of the opening batters under his name. And the spinners kept on taking the game away from the Dhaka Councils. There were slight edges that got them valuable 4 runs, and of course, you cannot forget these maximum scored by Dhaka Councils. Very confident and took some risks. And of course, the man of the moment for Dhaka Councils, the man who took them away, who took them to a respectable total. A lot of admiration should be put on his name. The spinners had a good outing, Asif. I mean, they were just completely unplayable, and not just them. I think most of the time, the spinners of every team, they dominated. The runouts as well came by, and that was the dismissal of the half century in there, and the final boundary of the innings. So that's a summary of the innings so far. Mohammad Faisal, 68 from just 54 deliveries. The half century for Dhaka Councils. I mean, a pretty admirable innings by him. Class of innings, I would say. And the rest of the batsmen, Sakibur and Muntazir, they contributed with figures of their own. But it's the bowlers for the Kolkata Tigers. Ashutosh 2 for 17 of his 4 overs, and Amar Shastri 2 for 22, and Jitendra Tirupati 2 for 7.
Significantly all of them being spin bowlers.
Yes, of course, the spinners, like I said, had a good outing. I think since this wicket is much older, the spinners have a good time and they are more comfortable in bowling to the bowlers.
So finally, Minidu,
Going to the bat.
the Kolkata team need 134 runs to win from 120 deliveries. And once again, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The match between Dhaka versus Kolkata for the South Asian Lawyers T20 tournament. Dhaka Council team managed to score a total of 133 runs. And here comes the Kolkata with a hope of having 134 runs in order to win this encounter. So, Vinidhu, what do you think? How would the Kolkata Tigers take up this challenge and face this target? A very low target, surely, but I'm pretty sure that Dhaka won't make it easier.
Yes, of course. I mean, as if like a low target means pressure on the bowlers to defend it, and of course the fielders as well, since every single and every twos and boundaries counts, especially. So it depends on who, like I said, it depends on how you hold the nerves and how you are aware of the situation at one point and how you act according to it. So if you actually coordinate and if you execute them perfectly, like I said, there's plenty of opportunity that even though you scored a big total or a low total, that you can dominate and get the win into your hands.
A couple of runs out of that delivery. The Kolkata Tigers starting. They are kicking off the scoreboard. A very powerful strike.
Of course, the fielder was unable to actually hold on to it. A slight deflection might have reduced the pace of the delivery that was coming on to him. Therefore, not going to the boundary. Of course, away from the right-hander that swung away, left that one right outside the off stump. So that's a tactic all the fast bowlers are following in these first 6 overs, but I think inside the power play, since only 2 fielders are outside the 30-yard circle, you should try to keep the line tight and try to keep the line right onto the stumps so that he's not unable to free his hands, and he's got the only option of playing straight and maybe just get a little notch towards the leg side.
Unable to go for his comfortable swing there, I think. That's a very good strategy to play.
Giving him space means a full aggressive play is coming right onto you. Plays it straight to cover there. And so far it's been a good over. Imran Hussain is doing a brilliant job. Comes down the track, misses it completely, trying to play that cover drive. But just 2 runs coming out of that over. A brilliant start for the Dhaka Councils. Kolkata Tigers are 2 for no loss.
Sayyidul Tanwir coming out with his spell in order to have the second over.
Of course, the captain of the Dhaka Councils. Apologies.
The Kolkata Tigers need 132 runs in order to win from 114 balls. A manageable target, quite easy if they played it correctly. And here comes the bowler for his spell. The Kolkata batsman batting patiently there.
And pounces right onto it and plays it through the gap. And that's going to be valuable 4 runs. And that's the first boundary in their innings.
Kolkata Tigers started to score a solid 4 runs, and here comes the new score 6 ticking into the scoreboard.
Of course, brilliant placement there, right between the gap. A fielder can forget about stopping that because it was running away really quickly.
With the outfield help in.
It's a good comeback there.
A very
Came
good
right
delivery.
back. Yes, came right back into the right hand, I would say.
Giving away a boundary during the first over itself is a huge toll on the ball, I'm sure.
Places to square leg region, and that might be another boundary there. But like I said, Asif, oh, it's really good play there. Of course, he didn't have space to put in a diving effort. Just stops it with his leg.
The batsman comes up to a total of 3 runs.
Like I said, there are some few spots in the outfield where the grass is much denser, stopping the ball from traveling faster, even though the shot has been placed really quickly, giving it more pace to travel across the ground.
Very good effort by the fielding unit, should appreciate them.
I would say right at that moment it slowed down.
$125 runs in order to win from 109 balls. Comparatively an expensive over compared to the last over. 7 runs out of the 9 runs scored here.
And that's going to be wide. So he's going to have to bowl that again. So the over's not over yet. There's still a chance where Kolkata can utilize this expensive over and get
But I'm pretty sure, like, doing mistakes during the latter part of the match is quite manageable. It's not that expensive. But during the power play, doing the mistake of like giving away wide deliveries, I don't think that is something that the fielders can afford, the fielding team can afford.
a foolish delivery, places straight to extra cover there. So no single will be taken. So end of the over. Brilliant 2 overs for the Dhaka Counsels. It's 10 for no loss. Goes to the back foot and punches it straight to point. No runs will be conceded again. So like I said, a good start for the Dhaka Counsels. I mean, they should keep on going like this. Keep on bowling to their lines. And of course, Lens as well. right outside the off stump. Tried to cut that away, but unfortunate in making connection with the ball.
Imran once again with his spell. Had a very good beginning, gave a very good beginning for the Dhaka bowlers, but unfortunately the next bowler who came kind of fluctuated the situation. Now Imran back with the track, let us see. Straight to the hands of the fielders down the ground.
Right now, the Dhaka is actually doing their part really well. The bowling lineup, these two fast bowlers, even though the favorations for the fast bowlers in these conditions are not that
favorable compared to the spin.
Yeah, not that favorable towards them, but they're doing well. Actually, bowling some slower deliveries, reducing the pace a little bit, so that all. At one point, I thought that had missed. Eyes can be deceiving. Yesterday it was like that in the evening game, Asif. Of course, me and Farviz was the two commentators who officiated in that one.
Surely should appreciate the efforts by the fielding unit right there. Rotating throughout the outfield. Yeah, and also inside the 30th circle. Not letting those boundaries to go away, reinforcing them.
A foolish delivery, and that
found the gap. That found the gap. And into the boundary. 4 more runs come up to the Kolkata Tigers.
I mean, the way he middled it, that is bound to find a gap, and that is bound to go to the boundary. There's no way the short cover that was placed there had enough time to react and stop the ball from crossing the 30-yard circle. And of course, a valiant effort, but again went in vain.
A very intelligent piece of cricket played by the Kolkata batsmen, Akash and Nasir. I think Akash has scored more than 13 runs, contributing a lot to the Kolkata Tigers.
Once again
Slowed down by the fielder, and little bit of soccer right there.
Of course.
I think that would end the third over. Kolkata Tigers 17 for no loss.
Start of the fourth over there. And once again at a slow top edge. Didn't time it well. I mean,
fortunately there was no fielder right there. I mean,
yes, exactly.
That could have been an easy catch if there is a fielder placed at the right place in the right time.
And an easy breakthrough for the Dhaka Counsels. I think that's what they're looking for, an early breakthrough, considering the total that they have put out on the scoreboard.
So far, the Kolkata batsmen are having a very good beginning after all.
Oh, brilliant. That's good delivery. Once again, I mean, the Dhaka Counsels, I mean, you got to admire their bowling performance as well. These two fast bowlers, even though the favoration, the conditions of the wicket are not favoring them, they are they're doing whatever they can to get those dot balls in and help their start to put pressure on the first 6 overs of the Kolkata Tigers. They know that the total they have got is not the most biggest,
and not the most challenging.
Not the
And
most
that's a good
challenging.
strike down the ground into the boundary, and 4 more runs come up to the Kolkata Tigers.
Well, if you keep bowling those kind of loose deliveries, then the job is going to be easy for the Kolkata Tigers, I would say, Asif. I mean, again, the line and length, the consistency has to be on point. When you bowl those kind of loose deliveries, one good delivery and again the next delivery you're bowling a loose one, you're helping the batsman to relax onto the wicket and become more comfortable in his stroke play. You can clearly see his gesture right when he played that pull shot. It was pretty much didn't actually put any of his might that much. Just tried to guide the ball through the square leg region.
The upcoming matches:
Of course,
Karachi Lawyers versus Colombo Titans.
two great sides, I would say. Karachi Lawyers, they have a good side. The batting performance was not the most fabulous in the last game, but the Colombo Titans, of course, they got an arsenal of players who can bring their A game on a given day, and they'll take the quick single there. Or came right back in. It was almost like it was gonna cross the pop-in crease and that wide length line, but it came right back in. So the umpire would say, "Oh, right, oh no, it's fine. I think you're safe there. I don't need to call a wide there." Of course, you can clear that air swing right back onto the right-hander. Of course, the new ball is pretty much efficient for the fast bowlers. Once the ball gets old, the spinners will come into play. I love how the fast bowlers are getting that extra bounce as well, even though they're targeting the normal spots which would come onto the hip levels of the batsman. And that's the end of the 4th over. Kolkata Tigers are 23 for no loss. Another quick single will be taken here. Once again, those singles have to be stopped, Asif. I mean, those are one of the most commonly used sources in getting runs in these kind of formats.
Not just getting runs, Minidu. Singles is something that actually fills the gap in between boundaries. So basically, they would score single and then one boundary per over before you know the match is done and dusted. So as long as the Dhaka Council manages to ensure that Kolkata Tigers are not given any run, that might have a toll on the Kolkata Tigers mentality, and that in extension might give an advantage to the Dhaka Councils, because that's exactly when the Kolkata Tigers try those rash, lofty shots that might break down some wickets. So you should play with a very intelligent game of cricket here.
Comes down the track and completely misses that one. He was looking to play it over the head of the bowler, But of course, that extra bounce not allowing him to make any connection whatsoever with the ball. So far, it has been a decent over for Imran.
109 runs required to win.
A foolish delivery drives it straight through the offside, and of course the legs comes into play again, stopping that. Usually if there was another fielder, diving effort would have actually prevented that, but this time they're using their legs efficiently.
I'm pretty sure I think they have muddled up the sport, I think. Maybe we should actually implant some goalposts somewhere around the boundary or something.
It doesn't matter whatever method they are using to prevent the ball from going to the boundary, as long as it doesn't give
Ultimately,
any runs.
what matters is not the way how the deed is done. Ultimately, it matters how they field. Ultimately, what matters is that they actually prevent the ball from going, not how they prevented the ball from going. So, basically, playing a little bit of basketball and football in this is not at all a deal. And actually, that actually increases the beauty of the game after all, having like a few sports all in mixed up in one. And with that, it's the end of the 5th over. Kolkata Tigers 27 for no loss.
The start of the final over of the power play, and squeezes a single in the first delivery itself.
$107 runs required to win. A manageable target for the Kolkata Tigers at this level. The beginning is good, but I think my apologies. The Dhaka Council players had a little bit of more runs during this particular phase.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's Castle straight. You miss, I hit. There's no way that he could have played that delivery. It was a perfect delivery, and it was made to be a wicket. Of course, it's Akash, who is bound to walk back to the dugout. An excellent delivery by Mohammed. You can clearly see that that was a delivery that most batsmen are unable to play. It's unfortunate for Akash. On his day, he had to face that kind of a delivery.
Mohammed Tawfiqul Islam
That is
having
brilliant.
a very good beginning with his spell.
Just absolutely castled him. And of course, the Tigers lose their first wicket. Akash walks back to the dugout for just 17 runs. Kolkata Tigers, they are 28 for 1. No one's checking that actually.
matches, events. ගොඩක් ඉන්න gloves එක දාගන්න තමයි.
Comes to the front and plays it well. Just plays it to the short cover in place.
Tawfiqul Islam with his spell once again.
Of course, the Dhaka Counsels, they are eager on taking a win in this game, considering the fact that they lost the previous game to Lahore. They know that what's at stake here. And if they take a win, then they are in a good spot to reach the semi-finals of the cup. Came back right inside, right into the right hander, but left that one. Didn't want to invite any unwanted trouble by playing that delivery.
I think the batsman is actually playing safe and very patient. I think with utmost confidence that they can actually win, going at a very slow rate after all.
I think this is what the Colombo Titans did, Asif, in that evening game yesterday. They got a target of 120 runs set by the Delhi Giants. And they tried to actually play the power play slowly as well. Didn't try to lose any wickets by playing rash shots and trying to get the runs quickly, since they knew that they had the number of balls and the number of runs sufficient enough to chase it down. They took the game a little bit slow, and at some points they tried to come up with expensive overs. So I think that's a good tactic. And considering the fact that the target set by the Dhaka Counsels are just 13 runs from the target that the Colombo Titans chased down. 13 runs more than the target the Titans chased down. But I still think a tactic used by the Titans should be utilized like that, utilized by the Kolkata Tigers.
So that's the end of another over, as it indicates it's 27 for a loss of 1 wicket. Thus, the power play is now at an end.
Of course, power play is brilliant for the Dhaka Counsels. They utilize it really well. Unfortunately for the Kolkata Tigers, they weren't able to capitalize from the advantage that they have been given. They had been given in the first 6 overs. Dhaka Counsels, they bowled efficiently, brilliantly actually, I would say. Knew the pressure was up inside the first 6 overs, but like I said, held their nerves and delivered perfectly. But have to see whether they can continue that consistency in the coming few overs, or will the Kolkata Tigers come up and take the upper hand and put the pressure on the opposition side. Plays it down and plays it straight long off there. It's thinking of getting another run, but satisfied with the single. Pulls it away, and it's over mid wicket, and that will run away to the boundary. A brilliant shot, and of course the sound it made right when it came out of the bat indicated clearly how well the shot was timed. Over mid-wicket, 1 bounce, 2 bounce, and of course few more bounces to the boundary. Gets a quick single. A good delivery. Right onto the stumps. A Yorker.
Imran Hussain once again with his spell.
Places straight to long off, and another single will be taken. So they're doing that efficiently. I mean, considering the fact that the field setting, considering the way the field setting have been set according to the batsman, they're trying to pick up the singles as long as possible, and if the chance is given, get those boundaries and maximums. And this time it's long on who's going to converge onto it.
I think that is quite enough to win this encounter after all. I mean, taking it slow, playing it with patience. Still, just 1 wicket has been broken down.
So that's the end of the over there. 7 overs gone.
As per the scoreboard, it's 27 for a loss of 1 wicket.
Of course, Jitendra on strike. Of course, an outside edge. And that's going to run away to the boundary, and a brilliant delivery, I would say. Just unfortunate that it didn't Nick can go into the hands of the wicket keeper, but fortune favouring the Kolkata Tigers at that moment. Of course, no slip cordon in place, and the third man was much squarer from the keeper and was unable to prevent them from going over the line. The Tigers are starting to mount up the runs, I would say, Asif.
9 more runs required in order to have the 50-run milestone for the Kolkata Tigers.
Place it to the cover region, but unable to get a single there. So Akash is actually playing a good role. Came out in the opening and trying to do what Mohammad Farhad did for his team and try to get a half century by himself as well. You need
25 runs to his name, Akash. Maybe 25 runs more remaining yet to get. He might be able to. Now that's a good strike. That's a hard shot straight into the boundary.
The fielder was actually stationed there deep, but I mean, the way it was hit, the pace it came out of the bat, he was unable to prevent that from going to the boundary as well. So
completely turning the fielders into spectators, I would say. Definitely,
well said, well said.
But if he actually dived in, he might have actually saved it after all.
But I still think that effort would go in vain, considering the way it came out of the bat.
The run
Pace
rate
of it.
increasing into a total of 6.0. Need 89 runs to win from 75 balls. Now the difference is around 14 runs more than the number of balls.
2 boundaries already scored in this over, so pressure is back on the bowler here to actually finish off his over in a economical way.
And the interesting part is Taufiqul Islam's this over is the most expensive over. I mean, in the previous over he managed to break down a wicket as well as just give 1 run.
It's pretty surprising how the spinners haven't come into play for the Dhaka Counsels yet.
Maybe the Dhaka captain has something up his sleeves after all.
Yeah, definitely trying to save them for the latter part of the game.
The spectators are quite now noisy, encouraging their team.
Of course, plenty of advice coming from the dressing rooms as well. Advices on how to approach different types of bowlers and how to approach in these coming few overs as well. Plays it straight to short mid-wicket. A single would actually mean a suicide at that moment if he had taken it.
Since Kolkata Tigers has enough number of deliveries in order to face the target, I think having those risky singles is quite unwise.
Definitely, yes.
Because actually, like I could remember that due to a risky run, the Dhaka Counsels actually lost a batsman who couldn't even face a ball. Who would know if he actually faced a ball, he might have gone up to a half century after all.
Just chipped it down to the long on region, and another single will be taken. So they're actually not in a hurry. Kolkata Tigers, they're utilizing and playing every delivery wisely, just dismissing the bad deliveries out of the park.
3 more runs required for the Kolkata Tigers to go for a total of 50 run milestone.
So the spinners are finally coming into play.
I think personally, I think you missed those spinners there. You were actually waiting for the spinners to come. Where's the spinners?
Well, I wouldn't say I missed them. I was wondering why they actually didn't introduce them earlier, since they are much more spin bowlers are having a good day And of course, they are utilizing the wicket properly, and the wicket is actually favoring them as well. So it's a good opportunity for them to get some early breakthroughs. Maybe a couple of them, since they already got one.
Probably, I think the captain is waiting until the ball is getting a little bit more older.
I think the action from the bowlers right now is clearly deceiving. I mean, you clearly can't read from the fingertips how he's going to bowl those deliveries. Like I said before, this time he charged down the ground just to get that quick single.
We could see a little bit of sportsmanship in between the pitches, between the two opposite team players. Well, you know what, considering the fact this is cricket, the gentleman's sport, very friendly compared to other sports. The sportsmanship and the quality of gentlemanhood is protected throughout the game.
Trying to go for the reverse sweep, but this time unsuccessful in timing the gap. I mean, they're bringing those unorthodox shots into play since the spinner has come into the attack. This is the only way to actually sometimes get the runs and try to get those gaps pierced. Place it down the ground to the long on region.
Seems to be enjoying the shade after all. Mudassik Hussain with number 10, the bowler there.
So that's the end of the over. 9 overs gone, and Kolkata Tigers are exactly 50 for the loss of 1 wicket. Of course, coming around the wicket, the right-handed off spinner just notches it down to the long on region to cross the wickets and get a single. Of course, the half centurion with the ball, and this time coming down the track and lifted it over mid-wicket, but just takes a couple of runs. Of course, Mohammad Faisal, the right-handed off spinner for the Dhaka Counsels, who's bowling at the moment.
Kolkata Tigers requiring 82 runs.
That's wide. Wide has been called. So the pressure is slowly mounting on here. 82 runs from just 63 deliveries. It's actually getting close, don't you think, Asif? We are halfway down the stage, and just exactly another 10 overs left in this game. So both sides are feeling the pressure.
I think the pressure level is fluctuating from here and there. That's a high appeal. Once again, high appeal.
And would the umpire go upstairs to take the stump in there?
The umpire seems to be not very interested after all.
Not very keen on going for that.
Ultimately, I think it might not be a wicket after all. 2 more deliveries in order to half the innings.
Place it to the deep cover, who is stationed there, and we'll take a single. So another delivery left. So far, Asif, I think the Kolkata Tigers, they were actually playing some defensive shots as well. I mean, they were not in a real hurry to chase down this total.
Yes, when you're going into those just singles, having a run rate of 5.4 per over, just 5 runs, 6 runs per over. I think they are more than comfortable with that, making sure that they are not taking those risky moves. I mean, that ends the half innings for the Kolkata Tigers. Then they stand at a point of 55 for a loss of 1 wicket, needing 79 runs in exactly 10 overs to win. That's a powered shot, but no, straight to the hands of the fielders. Completely reinforced there. Once again a high appeal, and the wicketkeeper seems to be not so satisfied with the decision that the umpire gave. Maybe, well, let us see.
The umpire had gone upstairs, and a wide has been called. Apologies, I think he didn't go upstairs.
Ultimately, it seems to be the umpire's decision is not out.
Once again, he's actually bowling some really good line and length, and it's been called a wide again. I would say that's a pretty decent delivery. I didn't actually see it as a delivery that was unreachable for the batsman to play. Would you say that's a controversial decision? And this time plays it straight onto the wickets, good length. The batsman was desperate in getting some runs with that delivery, but unfortunate to get only a single from it. Comes down the track and lofts it away, but this time it's into the hands. And the Kolkata Tigers lose their second wickets for just 59 runs. It's Akash, the man who was
scoring up and taking the Kolkata Tigers into a stabilized pace there, and Akash falls off.
Of course, you can see that the popping crease, the run up is much shorter for Mohammad Musaddiq. Run up is much shorter, so I think it gives him a little bit of an advantage, actually, I would say. So he's following his tactics. But this time it's Akash who falls to the trap of Musaddiq. He was actually uncomfortable in playing him in this over. There was a couple of missed deliveries might have put the pressure on him.
Kolkata Tigers 59 for a loss of 2 wickets. The new man enters with hopes in order to take the Kolkata Tigers into the victory that they are hoping for. They need just 79 runs, Minidu, just 79 runs to win from 57 balls.
Definitely, Asif. I mean, right now they lost a wicket, so they shouldn't be on their back foot. The coming overs, they should try to concentrate on how they are going to approach each delivery and what the plans they are going to be and what's the areas they are going to try to target. If that's worked out properly, then I don't think they have anything to worry about. So Jitendra so far has got plenty of time to adjust to the wicket. So the new man's in, so he needs to take up the strike more often and let the other batsman just play the role of an anchor. Musaddiq has been brilliant so far and misses that once again, tried to cut it. So that's been the specialty of Musaddiq.
Musaddiq's delivery seems to be very special. I mean, that in time to time actually puts the batsman in a very uncomfortable situation, I would say.
And of course, I think with the action, and he goes up.
That's
and
a lofted shot, but not enough.
It falls safe this time. But what I was going to say was actually because of the action he's bowling with, it's pretty much unreadable for the batsman. If I was in the batsman's position and looking from this angle, it's pretty much uncomfortable to see a bowler bowling from a very unique action like that. And of course, you can't read out the fingers and read out the hands and just guess the type of delivery he's bowling. He's almost got the action of Sunil Narayan, who played for the West Indies international cricket and played for IPL sides as well.
So that's the end of the 11th over. Kolkata Tigers 60 for 2 lost.
Of course, Mohammad Fazil coming around the wicket. I think he's much more comfortable in coming around the wicket to the right-hander. So he's been continuing to do that again in his second over of his spell. So right now, Dhaka Counsels, they are in a good position to take over this game. I think this is a brilliant comeback and brilliant performance shown by them. That would have gone for a wide, but actually the batsman made contact with it and is going to take a single. If he had let that go through, then I'm pretty sure the umpire would have called that a wide. Like I said, this is a brilliant comeback for the Dhaka Counsels, and considering the match they played before, the performance put into that compared to the performance put into this game, there's a huge difference. Comes down the track and plays it straight. It's high in the air, and will it go over the way? No, it doesn't. And that's another wicket, and the Tigers are slowly starting to collapse. The lineup is slowly getting hammered and getting washed out.
I think I could hear the happy cries of the Dhaka Counsels as the batsman walks away back into the pavilion. That's a very good strike though, but not projected far enough. A very good effort by the fielding unit.
Well, of course,
the bowler seems to be very, very happy.
Why shouldn't he be? Definitely.
Jitendra walks back. Kolkata Tigers 61 for 2 lost. My apologies, 61 for 3 lost.
Oh, that was a brilliant opportunity for a stump in.
That
The
was
keeper-
close. That was really close, you know.
I think the back footing was not placed inside the pop-in crease, so the keeper completely dropped the sitter there. Of course, you can clearly see that the foot was in the air for a while. Unfortunately, another wicket doesn't come by for the Councils.
The new batsman Debashri facing the deliveries from Mohammad Faisal.
Came a little bit low, but got the right connection, but it's not going to go to the boundary. There's protection out there in the deep. Would pick up a single.
The boundaries are completely reinforced by the Dhaka Council fielders there.
The boundaries are dry, as if it's almost like the well is dry, but they need to find a way to get a source.
And plus the most important part is when you look at the 2 catches, it was almost at the level of the boundary. Quite impressive catch. I mean the placement. That's a good running between the wicket. So what I was saying is the way the Dhaka Councils actually placed their fielders exactly at the position where they can actually catch the ball. I mean that's quite impressive. Their fielding tactics have come up to a level. And it's the end of the 12th over. Kolkata Tigers 64 for a loss of 3 wickets.
So Musadik continuing his spell. Oh, that's a brilliant delivery. Goes to the back footers, notches it straight to leg side. Will pick up a single. If he had completely missed that, that's plumb straight, then the umpire wouldn't be hesitant in giving that out. But it didn't happen. Oh, plays it really well. And that goes all the way, actually. That was the shot that they were looking for.
Above the heads of all the fielders and into the boundary, and 6 more runs come up to the Kolkata Tigers. The previous
that.
boundary.
Brilliant.
Look
Just
at it.
Got
Look
himself
at it,
positioned-
Minidu.
Yeah, got himself positioned to pull that away for a maximum. Came a little bit low, but took his time, and once again trying to go protection out there in the deep.
Nadim seems to be a very good power striker there.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, this was
The previous catch.
a comfortable one, I would say, for the play at long on, and this was the other one.
Once again between the fielders, finding the gap and into the boundary. 4 more runs come up to the Kolkata Tigers.
And the
Debashri and Nadim pounding one after the other. There comes boundary after boundary.
The Tigers are slowly trying to get back into the game. And the pressure is back on Musaddiq, who was bowling so well, I would say, so well.
And now
his spell.
Musaddiq, 12 runs out of this over. I think it has been the most expensive over for Musaddiq. The current run rate coming up to 6.0.
And the man who was actually doing well with the ball for the Councils are starting to get under pressure and plays it straight to long on.
And both the batsmen being comfortable with Musaddiq's style. The final delivery of the 13th over.
Oh, again a loose
Once
delivery.
again, pounded
punished.
there.
Well, and that's not going to go all the way, or it's not going to go to the boundary. Just the fielder converged onto it. So it's going to be a single. 78 runs for 3 wickets. Of course, 56 runs needed from 42 deliveries. The difference is slowly reducing, don't you think, Asif? I mean, at one point, Kolkata Tigers, they were
Needed around 30 runs to as a difference, and now it's back to 14 runs. I mean, initially it was also 14 runs. The fluctuation is there once in a while. But I think the Kolkata Tigers are actually in a very comfortable stage here.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure they'll try to take this down to the last wire. The Dhaka Counsels comes down around the wicket, and of course, short third man is in place to prevent that from going across the 30-yard circle. And of course, you can clearly see the Kolkata Tigers dressing room. They're out into the field. They're trying to support the two batters who are in the middle. The last game that they played against Bangalore went on to the last delivery of the over. And could this go as well? If they can handle this and go over the line, then 2 intense games they have mastered. But the question is, can they get over the line? 55 runs needed. Now it's 54 from just 40.
It's very quite impressive the way that the Kolkata Tigers are managing to fluctuate the current run rate and keeping it at a constant level. Once in a while it goes to 5 odds and then 6 odds.
This time plays it through offside and will pick up another quick single. So by the looks of it, I think Nadeem is the danger man right now. He's the power hitter that every side is looking to bring out into the middle at the latter stages of the game.
I think that actually makes him quite unpredictable. I mean, the way he just have 1 strike, 2 strike, and then at once that's a boundary.
Once again, just a little bit notched it to the leg side, and another single has been taken. So the 2 spinners who are actually doing well for Dhaka are currently under pressure. So they have the responsibility of bowling some really good economical overs that are left in their spell.
2 more deliveries remaining.
Once again, played it through the offside, but there's protection out there in the deep, and another single will be taken. So Nadeem is looking to free his arms, looking for those space so that he can go over the top. I think every stroke that he played, even the strokes he played to get the single, they were powerfully hit.
I mean, you could see the power in his strike. Very confident with
That's
that.
up
That
in the
went
air.
high up. That went up 2 fielders.
And that's taken, and just when we said the Tigers were coming back into the game has completely turned around.
Dhaka Council managing to remove the next best batsman, Debashri, for the Kolkata Tigers, and Debashri has to walk back into the pavilion.
Of course, the game is still unpredictable. No one can really come to a conclusion.
With the data that they have right now, look at that.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, the amount of ground that the fielder has to cover is quite significant here.
And good communication between them as well. I mean, one might have called it's his, the other might have called it's mine. But then they reached an understanding and took the catch perfectly without any mishaps.
So Kolkata Tigers at a standpoint of 83 for a loss of 3 wickets.
The 15th over is about to commence.
Kolkata Tigers 83 for a loss of 4 wickets. Farhad Hussain coming out with his spell. So far, I think it's introduced as a new bowler here.
So another spinner coming in. So they're trying to bring out the spinners, Dhaka Counsels, because they know that they have the ability to bowl some tight deliveries so that they can put the pressure on the batsman. And that's
once again
that's
finding
gone-
the gap. Let's see who wins the race. Definitely the ball wins the race.
There's no
Goes
question
down.
about that. Definitely.
Goes down the ground into the boundary. The outfield supporting it.
It's Amar this time, who is accompanying Nadeem. Both look like big hitters. So apologies, the Councils, they have to be wary of them. Like I said, they can't throw away the game. They still have a possibility of taking this game as a victory for them. 46 runs needed from 34. It's getting closer and closer.
With the run rate increasing slowly.
Right now, the Councils, what they should do is take this game down to the last over, maybe the last delivery itself. That's what they should target. Don't give away any cheeky runs, because that's going to cost them for sure. And Nadeem, apologies, that's Amar once again. Tried to go for that shot through the offside, completely misses that.
A
So
good delivery by the bowler there.
I think this is the reason why another spinner was introduced. That's another boundary. And of course, the boundaries are starting to flow, and the pressure is back on the Dhaka Councils here. What they have been doing so well throughout the whole morning. They're completely making mistakes in that department. In the latter stages, like I said, holding the nerve, the team that holds its nerve in the, I think throughout the innings, and of course in the last few overs, can come up on top.
8 more runs required for the Kolkata Tigers to have the milestone of 100 run. And 10 gap difference between the number of balls and number of required run.
Crazy.
Slowly, little by little, having those singles, and then wham, they are having a boundary, and then once again going into the single. A very good strategy for the Kolkata Tigers, I would say.
Yeah, that's the end of the over there. 15 overs gone. It's 94 for 4. Of course, the Kolkata Tigers scorecard so far. Akash Ganguly, the man who was slowly, I think I would say a man who set the foundation. One of the reasons for the scorecard reaching this kind of a total for the Kolkata Tigers is Akash Ganguly.
And also Nadeem Khan, the only player who scored a 6 runs there not out, still batting. 17 runs out of the 13 deliveries faced. I think the power hitter is Nadeem Khan, along with Jitendra Tripathi, 12 runs with a boundary, and Debashri and Amar, 9 wickets, 9 runs each, and Vijay Kumar is yet to bat. The upcoming batsman would be the captain of the team, Vijay Kumar, then Ashutosh Tewar, Mohammad Sahu, yet to bat.
Now I think the power hitters have come out. Asif.
Once again, Nadeem with his power hit. But reinforced by the defense there. Not letting the ball reach the boundary.
This time it's Amar Shastri who is trying to take the ball to the deep and maybe get those singles, and if possible the twos as well. So they're trying to take the ball to the deep as well, trying to make the connection much more powerful with the ball so that it can travel a long way, and they have plenty of time to rethink about the runs that they're going to take whilst it goes. This time pulled away, and once again
Nadeem Khan manages to find a place where there's no other fielders, straight upon the heads of the fielders.
the second maximum for him today. Nadeem Khan, he's showing why he came in the middle for the Kolkata Tigers. He's showing the reason why they are relying on him.
100 runs come up to Kolkata Tigers as they stand at a standpoint of 102 for 4 wickets, Nadeem Khan. And the most important thing is the 2-6 played by the Kolkata Tigers is scored by Nadeem Khan.
Of course, absolutely. I mean, it clearly indicates what kind of a person he is, what kind of an attitude he has towards the bowlers.
And what can he do? The potentials that he has with the bat is quite unquestionable. Once
Goes
again,
for the shot.
Bams, that's a shot. Down the ground, one bounce. It could be a 4 into the boundary.
Well,
No,
that's
it's
another
a 6.
maximum.
That's another maximum.
And Nadeem Khan back-to-back maximums here, and the Dhaka Counsels, they are under immense pressure. They need to send this batsman out.
Kolkata Tigers now completely dominating it. 26 runs need from 26 deliveries, Minidu. I mean, they have come up to the difference into a 0. So basically, they just need 1 run each from each of the deliveries. Nadeem Khan, 30 runs scored for 16 deliveries.
He's completely middling that, Asif. I mean, just taking it down to the wire. Maybe he can completely finish this game off with those kind of power hitting. Of course, this time through the offside. And there's another
Once
boundary. And it will, of course,
Go
beat
into the
fielder.
boundary. That goes through the man there, completely ignoring the defense.
Of course, Nadeem Khan, he seems much more relaxed, much more comfortable with the position they are in right now. And he's the reason for that. Kolkata Tigers at one point looked like they might not be able to reach down to the total, but this time Nadeem Khan says otherwise. As long as I'm here, you guys, we have an opportunity to record 2 wins in a row. We are not going to let this go down easily. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to take this down to the wire. Oh, this time a good comeback there by Farhad. He's been hammered in this over, completely hammered, I would say, as if 18 runs from it, 16 overs gone. 112 for 4. Of course, if you take the bowling stats from the Dhaka Counsels, Mohammad Faisal, he's taken 2 wickets for just 32 runs out of his 4 overs. I think so far the most prolific bowler for the Dhaka Counsels. The bowlers actually were kind of economical. They were putting the pressure on, bowling some tight lines, but now the tables have completely turned upside down, and it's actually Nadeem Khan the reason for that. I'm completely saying his name again and again because right now 34 runs from just 18 deliveries, and in those last few death overs, it's completely not easy when you have those pressure mounted up and you got the hopes of the dressing room relying on you as well. But you got to admire the bowling effort. Just 4 extras given by the Dhaka Counsels. That would be much more, and we had seen much more extras being given by the teams who had previously played in those games yesterday. Well, the Councils record another loss, 2 back-to-back losses. If that's so, then that's going to be a heartbreak for them, because this game they had it in their pocket. Now they're slowly letting it go because Amar Shastri and Nadeem Khan, they are putting up a brilliant partnership in the middle. 2 players to watch out, I think, in this tournament for other teams, Asif. So if the other teams are watching this right now, then these 2 players will certainly come into your mind whenever you're playing against the Tigers.
Now the Kolkata Tigers have more deliveries than they actually require there. They just need 22 runs from 23 deliveries. That's a simple target for players like Nadeem Khan and Amar.
Now I actually understand why the captain was so confident in making that statement, that even though he lost the toss, he would have preferred to bowl. So he's pretty much confident in his side. He knows that they can get the job done. Completely missed that one there. So this one, Shastri tried to pull that away over mid wicket, but of course completely missed that one. And the balls and the number of runs are equal once again. 22 from 22. 2 great deliveries by the bowler here. Oh, completely middled. Will that go to the boundary? And yes, it will. That's another boundary for the Tigers. This is Amar Shastri joining the party alongside Nadeem Khan. Just when we said the over was kind of looking good for the bowler, this man said, no, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to be the same way in the rest of the deliveries of this over. I think Shastri was feeling left out, don't you think, Asif?
Here comes the bowler.
Foolish, and this time over the offside, and we'll go on to the
Hands
field
of the
that
fielders.
wide off.
Just a single out of that. Kolkata Tigers at 116 for 4 lost. I mean, at this point, the loss of wicket is not actually important. I mean, they have enough wickets to come up. They just need 17 runs, which is an easy target from 20 deliveries.
Full, slower, but again, just plays it to the offside. I mean, very cautiously played. A slower delivery intended to bowl to Nadeem Khan.
Nadeem Khan facing the fast bowler without a helmet.
Clearly indicates his mood.
The Tigers just on the verge of victory. 16 runs required. The final delivery of the 17th over.
Plays it down the ground and too long on, and will take another single.
At the end of the 17th over, it's 119 for a loss of 4 wickets.
Plays it straight once again and looking to come back for 2, but will have to stay with the single.
The final 3 overs going on. The Kolkata Tigers 120 runs for a loss of 4 wickets. Just need 14 runs in order to win this. Nadim Khan, the man on strike.
The man of the moment for the Tigers. Punches it down the ground and of course goes over the top of long off, and that's another maximum. Hitting the maximum through the offside is never easy, and with the power this man possesses, anything is possible.
6 more runs come up to the scoreboard from Nadim Khan.
Just completely hammered it down the ground, and of course the long off fielder would have to wait and just see it sail over his head.
Eight more runs required. It's quite a pity that Nadim Khan won't be able to. That entirely depends.
Once again.
6 more runs. No, this time it's for 4 runs. A 4-run in count for Nadim Khan. 130 come up for the Kolkata Tigers.
Definitely a player to watch out for this. Watch out for the other teams in this tournament. Down the ground straight. Couldn't be any more straight than that. 1 bounce boundary. Could have gone all the way. 45 from just 21 deliveries. A brilliant cameo this has been. And this is the top edge. A field is coming down under it, and he completely misses that one. It's going to be a couple of runs here.
Dhaka Council is definitely not happy with what happened there.
Of course, they are not satisfied with the fielding in these last few overs.
I think the pressure on the field actually played quite a toll there.
Yeah, definitely, and the sun might have also played another factor for the reason he missed that catch.
1 boundary required for Nadim Khan to actually have a half century right there.
And he goes big.
It goes.
And he finishes it off in style to bring off his half century. And the Tigers secure another win, another victory here. And Nadim Khan and the Tigers finish it off in style. Dhaka Councils, they were bamboozled by this masterclass of an innings. A cameo, a definition of power hitting.
Nadim Khan scoring 53 runs out of 23 deliveries with 2 fours and 5 sixes. I mean, with a strike rate of 230.43, Nadim Khan completely dominates.
Just imagine 38 runs of his 53 runs came out of boundaries and maximums.
I mean, that's quite impressive. Dhaka Councils completely dominated by Nadim Khan right there. Kolkata Tigers actually took it slow, and Nadim Khan appeared out of nowhere and he started having his half century. Ultimately, Kolkata Tigers won the encounter by 6 wickets.
Of course, you can't forget about Amar Shastri as well. He played another good role, 17 from 11 runs. 17 runs from just 11 deliveries. Supported his batsman from the other end and helping his side to win by 6 wickets. If you look at the scorecard, I mean, there's plenty to say about that. Akash Ganguly got a good start for the Tigers, but then after he went out, there was a slow collapse in the Tigers lineup, and they were starting to actually become much more uncomfortable in the wicket. But then it's Nadim Khan's story, of course, from that point onwards. 53 from just 23 deliveries, almost just 4 overs faced, and this man got a half century in that 4 overs. And Amar Shastri, the wicket keeper himself, coming out and supporting his batsman at his fellow comrade in the other end, and playing a good role as well, so helping his side to win by just 6 wickets and cruising along and getting over that finishing line. For the bowlers, it's a different story, I would say, Asif. They started off well. I mean, if you take Mohammad Faisal, he was two wickets for just 32 runs of his 4 overs. I think pretty unfortunate that he had to quickly finish off his spell. If he had been there at the latter stages, I think there would have been a much more closer chance for them to get back into the game.
Also, comparatively, the fall of wicket is during the early stage of the match, 28 runs, 59 runs. The fall of wicket has been comparatively earlier for the Dhaka Council than when the Kolkata Tigers bowled. So, but I think during the latter part of it, Saikbur and Farhad could not help it but have a very high economic of an over, thus
Definitely.
making ensure that the Kolkata Tigers managing to win the wicket. Now let us have a look at the highlights of the encounter between.
Of course, the start itself, it was pretty much slow, but then there were some shots which were timed well, timed with much brute, that it went over the line. Of course, that was the first wicket, a bamboozle of a delivery. But Tigers, they didn't give in actually. They didn't give in, they kept on going on. They kept on surviving in this chase. Coming down the track and of course unable to loft it over long on. A brilliant catch there, comfortable one. This was high in the air and long off. Another brilliant catch.
And here's Nadeem Khan,
Nadeem
backing
Khan, the man
Amar.
of the moment. The Tigers, they were on top in the first few overs. The first 10 overs, I would say, but then these kind of mistakes and the tactics they used were not efficient at all to put pressure. Nadeem Khan
appeared out of nowhere and started banging one after the other, boundary after boundary.
I would
Goes
say
on.
he not appeared out of nowhere. I would say he came from the start itself. He showed his aggressiveness. So I think he
appeared
tried
at the very position that they actually needed.
definitely intimidated the bowlers. I think that's the reason why they couldn't get their line and lengths correct. And Amar Shastri also accompanied him with the shots making as well. These two were rotating the strike when it was necessary for them to do so. And of course, look at that power hit. Look at that hit. I mean, you can't do that every day. You need to have, of course, muscle power to do that kind of a thing. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, that is the conclusion of this first game of the day 2 of the South Asian Lawyers Cricket Cup. The match was played between the Dhaka Counsels and the Kolkata Tigers. Dhaka Counsels, they won the toss, then they elected to bat first. But again, the target they put out for the Tigers, it wasn't a much bigger total. It was not challenging at all.
Dhaka Councils managing just 133 runs. And Kolkata team, the Kolkata Tigers, having a very low target, won the match with 6 wickets.
Of course.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, what you saw was the encounter between the Dhaka Council and Kolkata Tigers. I think it has been a fabulous match between the two teams. Both the teams had the pressure going on, and both the teams had such talented players in their arsenal. And both of these teams have been actually very good with their bowling as well as in their batting. Both of the teams had players who had half centuries scored. Both of the teams doing pretty good, but always there's only one winner. There's not going to be two winners, and Kolkata Tigers managing to win this, to seal the victory because of many various reasons. Menidu?
Of course, Asif, I mean, there were many ups and downs for both sides, and I think throughout this whole game, but at the end, the side that did the least mishaps and the least mistakes in the encounter came up on top, and I think the Tigers were one of the reasons. And of course, the coming game at the Colts cricket ground, Karachi Lawyers and Colombo Titans, and
2:30 p.m. today. Lahore Lawyers and Bangalore Tuskers, 2:30 p.m. again today. Karachi Lawyers and Delhi Giants, 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. Lahore Lawyers and Kolkata Tigers, 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. Mumbai and Kolkata Titans and Bangalore Tuskers versus Dhaka Counsels once again, 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. So I think a very hectic day tomorrow would be surely, having so much of pressure on both these sides, playing one after the other.
of course, this is the picture for the group stages, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm pretty sure the teams are pressurized right now to come up on top and see if they can reach the cup semi-finals. But right now, we have an interview coming out from the ground itself.
So the connection goes to the host.
And what a fantastic match that was that we witnessed today. Kolkata took the win by 6 wickets, and we have the star performers with us. I have Nadeem and Imran with me. So let's start off with Nadeem. How was that feeling when you took away that win today?
Can I speak in Hindi? I can speak English, but
नहीं आप हिंदी में बात करिए, जो भी है.
मुझे अपने देश को भी मैचेस देना है. आज का विकेट थोड़ा अच्छा था. कल मैंने मैच खेला तो कल का विकेट थोड़ा रफ था, तो बॉल अनइवन आ रहा था. तो आज मैंने सोचा हुआ था कि आज मुझे बहुत अच्छा स्कोर करना है और अपनी टीम को कम आवर्स में मैच जिताना है, क्योंकि हमारे आगे के राउंड्स के मैच के लिए हमें प्रिपेयर होना है.
तो अभी जाके क्या प्लान है आपको? रूम में आप एंजॉय करोगे कि कल नेक्स्ट मैच के लिए प्रिपेयर करोगे?
नहीं, आज तो मैं रेस्ट करूंगा, क्योंकि कल भी इवनिंग में मैच खेला था, फिर आज अर्ली मॉर्निंग में मैच हो गया, तो रात को नींद पूरी नहीं ली थी, तो कल के मैच की तैयारी, उसके लिए मैं रेस्ट करूंगा.
अभी 2 बैक टू बैक विन्स मिला है आपको, तो सेलिब्रेशन डबल होना चाहिए. वेल, लेट्स आस्क इमरान, हाउ डू यू फील?
It's really hard luck for us. We lost yesterday. Today we have lost our wickets regular intervals, and in a T20 match, if batting first time and losing wicket in regular intervals, it puts pressure on the batsman. So we didn't finish our 16 to 20 overs in like Nadeem Bhai what he did today. But we are enjoying. Sri Lanka is very pleasure always to play cricket. Today's wicket was very good, and best of luck for Kolkata. He is also we are same Bengali, so best of luck, Dada, and we tried our level best.
Yes, but you 2 back-to-back losses, right? Unfortunately, yesterday you had to give in to Lahore. Today it is for this situation. What are the learnings? What will you not do? What are the mistakes that you make that you will not repeat in the next match?
First of all, we had a better first hit, but I mentioned earlier that if you lose wicket in regular intervals in a T20 match, you can't score like 160, 150. This wicket was 160 wicket. The wicket was flat, but we didn't our guys didn't put their hands together. That's why we didn't score as much what we need. But this is a great learning for us. The World Cup is upcoming like September or October, and it will help us to develop ourselves. Like if the opponent is very tough, so we'll have to prepare ourselves like them or more.
There is no end to this story because we still have a lot of tournaments coming up next. These boys have to go back to drawing board to correct their mistakes, celebrate their win, but still continue to give it their best shot. Don't you go anywhere. We are going to join you with the next match at 2 o'clock. Stay tuned. एक मिनट. Okay, by popular request बताइए.
I would like to thank you to the Prashant sir, and I would like to thank you the Mario Cricket Club, जिन्होंने मुझे इतना मोटिवेट किया. और I also would like to thank you to all the people from मेवात जो बहुत सपोर्ट करते हैं, मुझे मोटिवेट करते हैं, और इंशाल्लाह अल्लाह ने चाहा तो इंडिया का नाम यहाँ पे रोशन करके जाऊँगा और अपनी टीम को जिता के लेके जाऊँगा. Thank you.
This is the first time we are playing Asian T20 like great atmosphere, and I especially thank to the organizer, and we are keen to play such tournaments throughout the next years, and thanks to them.
I love this passion. I love this energy that we share. We're celebrating the pure love for the game, and that's exactly what we witnessed today. Like I said, I will join you for the next match.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you heard few words from the players of the match from both sides, and of course, so far the results of the matches that have been played.
Dhaka Council versus Kolkata Tigers. Kolkata Tigers won the match by 6 wickets. Mumbai versus Delhi Giants. Delhi Giants won by 7 wickets. Kolkata Tigers versus Bangalore Tuskers. It's a very intense match. Meaning the Kolkata Tigers won by 1 run. Delhi Giants and Colombo Titans. Colombo Titans won by 9 wickets. Dhaka Council versus Lahore Lawyers. Lahore Lawyers won by 7 wickets. And Mumbai versus Karachi Lawyers. Mumbai won by 62 runs.
That's a big margin of victory.
Yes, exactly. That is the past matches that has been played so far. So we will see how the future matches will be played. So stay tuned with us as we bring you the next South Asian Lawyers T20 tournament encounter for the year 2022.